Dear valued customer, first off, thanks so much for purchasing the guide that will show you how to become a top influencer with a powerful, influential blog. If you follow the step-by-step guide, you will be on the right path to generating a real passive income online. But what if you could become a top blogger even faster? And what if you can ensure that you get the absolute best results possible and stay focused on enjoying more freedom and potentially higher earnings for months and even years into the future? In short, making sure that this is a total lifestyle change. The good news is, you can. For a limited time, you can get access to the video upgrade to the guide you just purchased at a big discount. This powerful upgrade will make it easier to get started and stay committed to become a top influencer with a powerful, influential blog day after day. Just to be clear, this is an exclusive upgrade for customers only. Why you need to upgrade to the video version of the Journey to Top Blogger Guide. Did you know that most people learn a lot faster when they see something being done on video than by just reading about it? That's because most people out there are visual learners. How do you normally learn the best? Although the guide you just purchased gives you a step-by-step approach to becoming a top influencer with a powerful top influential blog, many of the top blogger hacks require you to pay very close attention to the details to get the best results possible. If you miss any of the most important details or do things the wrong way, you may miss out on the fullest top blogger benefits offered inside the guide. For that very reason, I put together a video version to make it much easier to get positive results quickly. The video version of the guide you just purchased will help you avoid missing any important key details. Make sure you are able to enjoy more freedom and potentially higher earnings. Stay focused and accountable, and follow through and make sure you get ongoing results. Make a lasting improvement in your overall expertise and get more done. Introducing How to Become a Top Influencer with a Powerful Influential Blog video course. Are you ready to become a top blogger a lot faster? If the answer is yes, click the link below. Of course, you're probably wondering how much this is going to cost you, right? First off, cost is the wrong word. The upgrade is an investment that will pay for itself many times over. And the good news is, right now you can upgrade and lock in a massive 75% discount. This is the next best thing to having an expert right beside you, showing you how to become a top blogger. Not only will you avoid many of the most common mistakes that people make when they get started with a blog, you'll notice immediate positive results in your journey. If you're a visual learner or prefer to be shown something as opposed to just reading about it, you need this special video upgrade to get the best results possible. And it's about to get even better. When you upgrade today, you'll also get this exclusive Fast Action bonus. Fast Action bonus. High-quality MP3s of the entire video version of the training valued at $27. Don't have time to watch videos? I'm also providing you with 10 MP3s that you can use while you're on the go. Listen to them in the car, at home, or even at the office, and you'll be a top blogger all day, every day. And here's what's really great about this. You don't have to decide anything today. You get a full 30 days to go through the video training and decide if this is really for you. If for any reason or no reason at all you're not 100% satisfied with everything you get inside, simply let me know and I'll refund you every penny of your tiny investment. No questions asked. Here's how to get instant access to the video version today. Simply click the link below, enter your information, and you'll get instant access to the entire video training version plus the Fast Action bonus MP3s. But please don't wait. To lock in the discounted pricing, you must grab this right now. In fact, if you close this page, you may never have the opportunity to upgrade to the video version of this ever again at an investment this low. And remember, this special discounted pricing is reserved for existing customers only. Are you ready to become a top blogger even faster? If you prefer to learn by being shown how to do something and you want to get results quickly, this is for you. If you're really serious about becoming a top influencer with a powerful, influential blog, this is for you. And if you're one of those people that's a visual learner, you need this. Here's to becoming the most productive you that you can be. Remember, If you close this page, you may never see this again at such a low investment. There's no risk. Try this out for 30 days and then decide if this is for you. It doesn't get any easier than that. Introduction. What is it like to be a top blogger? No matter what you end up doing, working online is a fantastic opportunity and a great way to enjoy more freedom and potentially higher earnings. If you work online, that means you can work from anywhere in the world, that you can set your own pace to work at, and that you can choose your own salary. But while working online is always great, there are a lot of different forms that this can take, and not all of them are made equal. In other words, some online businesses are more profitable and more enjoyable than others. And if you're working to provide a service such as web design, copywriting, or coding, then essentially you won't be doing anything all that different from working for an employer. Clients mean deadlines, and they're essentially very similar to bosses. And then there are those hustles that you can get into online. Things like selling ebooks or working as an affiliate to promote someone else's ebook. These are passive income models that will earn you cash while you sleep or while you travel the world. They're low input and high yield. In many ways, they represent the very best of both worlds, and they're an ideal choice for those looking to earn money quickly. But let's face it, these business models don't have all that much ambition attached. Selling an ebook is not exactly changing the world, especially if it's not even an ebook that you made yourself. What's more is that selling ebooks isn't going to get you all that rich. There's definitely a cutoff point at which these get-rich-quick schemes stop being profitable. There's a ceiling that limits how much you can earn, and it's also not particularly exciting or rewarding. To be honest, a lot of people who make money online using these sorts of methods aren't all that likely to actually believe in the products they sell. Essentially, this feels like scamming people in order to make money, which isn't a great feeling. This is why I firmly believe that becoming a top blogger is the best way to earn a lot of money online. In this post, I'll be looking at what that entails and how you can get there. But first, let's take a look at why blogging is the perfect way to make money online. The reality of blogging. Firstly, being a top blogger means generating a passive income. You'll have a website that will earn money for you, but you won't need to put in a lot of daily work in order for that to happen. This isn't like writing or web design where you are getting paid for the time you put in. Here, you have done your work up front, and thus you can kick back and relax when the money comes in from adverts, digital products, and sponsors. That's not to say that there's no ongoing work, mind you. You will still need to write the occasional blog post and do some promotion. It's just that it is up to you how and when you do this. And the best part is that this is a highly rewarding way to work and make money online. You'll find that you don't dread doing it, because you'll be writing about a topic that you really enjoy, and you'll be doing things that you're really proud of. Imagine if your day's work involves stopping off at a coffee shop somewhere, getting yourself a nice hot drink, and then leaning back into your chair while you type up an article on a subject you find fascinating. Then there's the fans and the adulation. Being a top blogger is effectively like being a celebrity. People will read what you write and they'll leave comments and respond. It's an amazing feeling when you write a post that you're really proud of and that you poured your heart into, and then you get emails from people who read it and found it fascinating. It's an even better feeling when you stumble onto a forum where people are discussing your ideas or recommending your posts. You'll be an authority in the niche you love, and you'll get to spend all your time reading and writing about it. And the potential earnings for a top blogger are huge. Really, the only limit is your ambition. Take a look at someone like Pat Flynn, Tim Ferriss, or Mario Popova, and you'll see that you can become really very wealthy from a big blog by selling products, by working with sponsors, or even just from Google AdSense. What's more is that a blog can serve as a platform to something else. This can be a tool that you use to become a published author, to get your own TV show, or to launch another business. That might sound unbelievable, but I'm absolutely serious. Just take a look at someone like Aaron Marino, Alpha M, who started out with a style blog and now runs his own line of men's grooming products. I can also attest to this myself. I have a fairly big blog, and thanks to that, I got contacted by a large YouTube channel and asked to make videos with them. I now get sent expensive electronic gadgets to review and get to keep them. Well, the videos I make for them got hundreds of thousands of views in the first day. I even got a book contract, and I'm currently on my way to becoming a published author. Being a big blogger is an entirely different thing from other forms of making money online. It's a chance to get rich, yes, but also to get famous for doing something you love, to make a big difference in a given community or niche, and generally to do something that actually matters. If you like the sounds of that and you think the blogging lifestyle is for you, then keep reading. This training is going to show you how to make it happen, and we're going to go to some completely different places than most other trainings on this subject. Strategy: choosing a niche. I promised in the last video that we were going to go to some rather different places in this training. That's true. But before we get into the interesting stuff, I first want to cover something more basic: the process of choosing a niche and coming up with a brand. What you might not realize is that this is actually one of the most important aspects of being a successful blogger. Your fate is sealed as soon as you choose a brand, or fail to. So it's very important to give this the time and the attention that it deserves. Choose your niche. First, you're going to choose your niche. Entire trainings have been created on how to do this, but I'm going to simplify the matter for you incredibly by saying this: the niche you pick should be the subject that you are most passionate about. That is all there is to it. You might protest at this point and tell me that there's no money in knitting or Marvel Comics or Feng Shui. Whatever you're into, you've probably been taught that the big money is in health and fitness, or it is in finance. Get that idea out of your head and focus on writing what you know and love. This is so important because this is something you are going to be spending hours on every single day of your life for years to come. If you want to become a top blogger, remember we're not talking small hustles here, then you need to put in the time and you need to know the subject matter like the back of your hand. You're going to have to write this content yourself too, which is just one more reason that it needs to be something that you understand and that you love. What a lot of people do is to pick a niche that they are only somewhat interested in that they think can make them money. Then they hire a writer to fill it with content, and they wait for their site to grow. This never works. It might make you some money, but you will not become a top blogger. Why? Because this strategy isn't going to bring anything new to the table and won't have your personality. Let's say you're writing about fitness. In order to be a top blog, you need to be contributing either the most comprehensive and accurate information out there so that you are a top resource, or you need to be contributing new ideas that no one else has come up with. You need to give your unique take on that matter and provide interesting insights and ways of looking at things that other people won't have considered. You need to do this in your own voice, in a way that lets people know what you're about, and that makes people want to keep on coming back to your site. If you hire a writer, then even the best writer in the world is going to give you content that is generic. They won't use their own personal voice because they're ghostwriting, and they won't contribute completely new information. That's because they're writers, not experts in that niche. And even if they were experts in that niche, they wouldn't want to give ideas that were too new, too controversial, or too unique, because they'll assume that you want to sound like you. In other words, they can't put words in your mouth. Only by writing it yourself can you bring something new to the table. And you can only do that if it's a topic you really know and understand. And this is before we mention the fact that you have to love the subject enough to spend all that time on it without getting tired of it and moving on. How to hone in on a smaller niche. But what do you do if the niche that you know is not one you can realistically succeed in? What if it is either too big or too small? A niche that is too big might be something like bodybuilding. This is a massive niche, and it's an industry that has huge amounts of cash poured into it all the time. If you want to create a blog on bodybuilding, then you're going to be going up against some huge established brands. These will include the likes of bodybuilding.com. So the question you now have to ask is whether you really think you can compete with a site like bodybuilding.com that is spending thousands, if not millions of dollars on advertising every single day, and they will already have a massive audience of regular readers. How can you stand out against that competition? One solution is to narrow in and make your niche a little more focused. What's a subsection of the bodybuilding niche that you can make your own? I've seen entire blogs on how to work your calves before, aimed at people who aren't happy with the size of their calves. If that's all you're focusing on and that's where you're putting all of your energy, then you can compete with bodybuilding.com in just that one capacity. But a better example might be to focus on a specific demographic. That can mean fitness for the overweight, for the elderly, for women, for students, for moms, or for entrepreneurs. One of my favorite examples of a successful blog is Nerd Fitness. Nerd Fitness is a blog about fitness that is aimed at nerds. This carves out its own very specific section of a larger niche and allows it to compete with much bigger names. You can also make a niche bigger by combining it with other topics and other ideas. Nerd Fitness does this in a way because the concept allows the blogger to write about other topics too, in particular nerd culture. Then there are examples like The Art of Manliness. This is a blog that covers everything that the author considers to be manly, from health and fitness, to style, to how to smoke a cigar. It's a very broad concept, but also one that is entirely unique in its own way. This is something you can do if your niche is too narrow. If the thing you really want to write about is Sonic the Hedgehog, then that probably is too narrow a niche to make money from on its own. So why not branch out a little bit by including other video games you like? Geekdom 101 is a YouTube personality who started out vlogging about Dragon Ball Z, but has expanded to include other films, TV, and games, and has that way built a far more monetizable brand. Likewise, if your passion is bonsai and you want to make that subject a little larger, then how about including some other things you're interested in that are related? Perhaps Japanese culture, horticulture, art, philosophy, painting. In this way, you are now starting to create a brand out of your niche, creating a very distinct topic and tone that helps you to carve out your own audience while writing about the things that really interest you. Route to market. The other thing you need to think about when you start coming up with the idea for your blog is your route to market. That means thinking about the ways in which you're going to market your blog. At first, your blog is not going to be highly monetized. You might be able to sell a product, but you'll need to build a big audience before you'll start shifting units. Likewise, AdSense and other display advertising won't earn you much at all until you start getting heavy traffic. So that means you really can't afford to pay for your advertising to begin with, and that in turn means you need to find ways to market yourself for free. A route to market is a direct channel you have to your target audience. Your target audience is your persona, the imaginary person for whom your site has been designed. You need to know what kind of person this person is and where they can be found. Then you need a way you can reach them for free. Creating your brand. Once you know your niche and your target audience, you should be starting to get a feel for what your blog is. This is what will now motivate your brand. A brand is not just a logo. Your logo is part of this, but what's more important is the mission statement behind that logo. In other words, you need to know what it is that your blog is doing for people, what kinds of people will read your content, and how you plan to bring value to the world. I highly recommend you to check out Simon Sinek's excellent TED Talk on the Golden Circle. Here, he explains that what makes a successful brand is not what it does or how it does it, but why it does it. What is the philosophy behind your blog? And more specifically, what kind of lifestyle are you trying to promote? In the case of your bonsai blog, you might be promoting art, peace, and culture. If you have a blog about fitness, then your mission statement might be helping people to lead a happier and healthier life, filled with new experiences and positive energy. Or it might be a place for iron warriors to toughen up and talk about weight training. These are two blogs in essentially similar niches, but they have very different tones and very different mission statements, which will define the kind of person that reads them and the way that the brand looks. Knowing your mission and making sure that this is present in everything you do is crucial for having a successful blog. Why? Because A, it will tell people instantly whether your blog is for them, and B, it will turn your blog into more than the sum of its parts. It will turn your blog into a movement and something that people can get passionate about and that they can really follow. A note to consider at this point is that by creating your mission statement, you are going to be automatically alienating some of your potential visitors. Your blog can't appeal to everyone, and if it did, then it wouldn't be particularly interesting for anyone. Be prepared for this and embrace who you are and what you want to blog about. Don't try and appeal to everyone, or you will lose your edge and become generic. And in case you aren't convinced by what I've been saying up to this point in the training, I want you to stop and think about the top blogs that you read and the kinds of blogs that you would read. Chances are that each of them is promoting a lifestyle or a movement. Chances are that each of them is doing something interesting and new. Now imagine a blog called How to Get Fit that only ever posts articles with titles like Top 10 Pec Exercises or How to Lose Weight for Summer. Would you bother to read that? No, because it's derivative. You've read this stuff 1,000 times before, and you don't stand to learn anything new or interesting from it, so you won't read it. Generic blogs don't become top blogs. To succeed, you need to have real passion for what you're doing, and you need to be yourself. It may sound a little cheesy, but it really is true. Creating your logo. Okay, so now you've done all that strategizing, you're finally ready to start creating your logo. Your logo needs to be something that evokes the philosophy and the mission that you settled on. You need this to be something that people can look at and instantly know what your blog is all about. Of course, the name you choose for your blog is also going to play into this to a large extent. If you're having difficulty coming up with names and logos, then try writing down lots of words that relate to your niche and drawing lots of items relating to your niche. Take a look at all of them and see how you can combine them to create something interesting and unique to you. Likewise, consider some best practices for logo design. Firstly, your logo needs to be a vector file. That means it will be made in a tool like Illustrator, not Paint. This will mean that your logo can be changed to any size without losing any definition, and it means you'll be able to easily make edits without having to rub anything out. This is ideal if you want to create a black and white version of your logo in future to go on a product, or if you want to make a banner for some future advertising, for example. Other considerations include making sure that your logo is relatively simple, which again makes it easier for you to create various iterations, making sure your logo doesn't include any cliched elements, ticks, globes, or light bulbs, and choosing colors that will work with your site design and future design activities. If you aren't confident in how to go about this, then outsource this process. Come up with some ideas yourself, and then find a freelancer on freelancer.com, upwork.com, or 99designs.com. This way, you will get a much more professional-looking final product, and that's something that your customers and your visitors will be able to tell. Trust me, don't cobble something together that looks anything less than 100% professional. If there are any imperfections, don't accept it as complete. In fact, now is a good time to set out onto the web and to try and find yourself some inspiration and some competition. Find blogs that are similar to what you want to build and make a note of them. From now on, these top blogs are your competition, and they are the gold standard you are going to try and reach. Pay close attention to what they're doing and what you can emulate, and if there's anything that you feel they're doing better, work to get there. This sounds simple, but it's something a surprising number of bloggers just don't do. If you want to be a top blogger, then your website needs to be as good as that of any other top blogger. Subtle differences in quality make a big difference that your readers will feel.